So, that's kind of a little bit of the background of when he was a kid. His mom sent him to what's called a shape note singing school. Have you ever heard of that? Has anyone ever heard of that? It was big in the South back in the, they still actually have them. It was called a shape note singing school. It was a vigorous social institution that taught young people how to sing hymns that were written in notes, you know, in the book. So it taught children how to read music, basically. So he had a little bit of that going for him. But I think he liked to sit on the fence outside of the church and listen to the music and sing along more than anything. And he knew he wanted to be a musician right from the start. Right from the start. So through those inspirations and his mother supporting him and pushing him along, he became, I would say, one of the most, if not the most, influential American singer-songwriters of the 20th century. He had 35 singles that reached the top 10 on the Billboard charts. 35 of them. And I should tell you this, which I'm going to talk about a little bit more, but sadly, Hank only lived to be 29 years old. So you got to imagine that what I'm going to tell you about all this he accomplished, he did between, I mean, when he started playing the guitar when he was 8, but really when he got out of high school and started singing in bars and stuff when he was 18 or 19, till he was 29, he had 35 hits that reached the top 10 on the Billboard charts. Wow. 5 of them were released after his death in 1953, and 11 of those 35 hits ranked number 1. Wow. So he had 11 number 1 hits on the Billboard charts. Oh. It was amazing for that time. He exceeded. His own inspirations were people like Roy Acuff and Ernest Tubb, who were stars of the Grand Ole Opry. Those were Hank's inspiration. Later, they would cover Hank's songs. Oh. And people would emulate Hank. So he really accomplished a lot in his short life. So in 1943, we're going to skip forward to 1943, he met his first wife, Audrey Mae Shepherd, at a medicine show in Banks, Alabama. They got married at a Texaco station by a justice of the peace. Fancy, huh? In Andalusia, Alabama. And they had a son who is Hank Williams Jr., who is a country star today that we know. And Hank Jr. would also tell a sad tale of growing up without his dad, sadly. But we'll talk about some of the more happy things now. And so his first wife, Audrey, she fancied herself as an entertainer and singer too, but not a lot of people agreed with that. They didn't think she was such a great singer. Hank tried to support her, and he included her in a lot of the shows, but yeah, and they would already have done the recording. Yeah, they weren't very nice to poor old Audrey. Yeah, so Hank was like stuck in the middle of that. He was trying to keep the peace at home, but he was trying to keep his band happy too, and she was a little rough around the edges. So anyway, they did all right for a while, and in 1945, Hank started to perform at a radio station in Montgomery, Alabama, called WSFZ. And that's when he published his first book of songs. That's when he really started writing a lot. And in 1946, before he had any hit songs, he got an audition with the Grand Ole Opry. He'd been performing a lot, but he hadn't gotten a record deal or anything yet. And he was very, very, very shocked when they turned him down. They said, nope, you're not ready for the Grand Ole Opry. So he went on and kept doing his traveling around with his band, the Drifting Cowboys. But Audrey really helped him out at this point. She went to a record producer, Fred Rose. He was a manager, a talent manager, and he had a record company, a publishing company, and she got Hank a record deal with a company called Sterling Records. And the manager, Fred Rose became Hank's manager, and that was a great thing. And that started him out with a publishing company. He got his first 6-song contract with sterling records.